Okay, we had advanced stoichiometry here. Let's just talk about stuff that's going on. We previously did acids and bases. It'll kind of piggyback on some chemical reactions and stuff like that. So here we have, let's read the definitions. We have amount of force per unit of surface area. I have another mini lesson on the formula for this, pressure. And then the sum of atomic weights in a chemical formula, molar mass, and amount of space taken up by gas, volume. Amount of the solute in each liter of solution is molarity. And the number of particles equal to 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd power is a mole. All right. So let's check out what's next. And here's stoichiometry deals with the study of the relationship between the amounts of reactants and products in a chemical reaction. Okay, and as you know, the product is substance formed in the chemical reaction. Oops, the reactant is substance that is present at the beginning of the chemical reaction and is transformed into something else. Molar mass, the mass in grams of 1 mole of a substance. All right, atomic weight, average atomic mass, and that's the number that you see on the periodic table. That's kind of like the bigger number. It kind of gives you the atomic weight. And this is just an example of, here's our molar mass of each atom, and here's the compound, what it looks like, stuff like that. Periodic table, that's the periodic table I've shown you before. Chemical equation, talked about this before too. Symbolic representation of a chemical reaction. So that's the symbols, and it shows you how they are balanced out with each other. Okay, molar mass of lead nitrate. Here we go. Of lead 2 nitrate. Okay, moles of lead 2 nitrate. Moles of potassium nitrate. Molar mass of potassium nitrate. And the mass of potassium nitrate. Pretty interesting. Okay, let's go to the next part. Questions, I'll have you do the questions on your own though. So we'll just keep going with this. Here's just a couple examples of solutions. And then here it just gives you some more reactive metals here, starting from like most reactive to least reactive. Okay, here's the chemical equation, and what are we going to do? Solve it. Here are molar mass, mass in grams equals the number of moles times the molar mass. Analyzing a chemical reaction. Okay, questions, I'll have you do that on your own. Reactions with gases and solutions. Here's kind of what happens. Video, I'll skip that part. The ideal gas law, here are a couple examples. I have a temperature conversion too on a mini lesson, how to convert Celsius to Kelvin. K equals Celsius plus 273.15. Okay, now we have some more chemical equations. Here's kind of how you solve it. Here's how you would balance it, and it breaks down like the molar mass and all that fun stuff for you. Okay. Next part. Significant figures. Like I said, if you are confused with significant figures, then I recommend you go back to the mini lesson that talks about significant figures, and I kind of break down the process a little bit more for you. But let's review these definitions. Solute is substance dissolved in a solution. Concentration, the amount of solute in a given amount of a solvent or solution. Molar, or molarity, concentration of a solution measured in moles or of solute per liter of solution. All right. So then this is how you would balance the equation. It breaks it down and it talks about it just a little bit more for you. Find the moles of carbon, sodium carbonate, and then here's it broken down even more. Same thing with these as well. It just breaks it down and kind of talks about it just a little bit in more detail. I'll click on this too again, but refer back to the mini lesson I have on significant figures. It explains it just a little bit more in detail. Okay, so chemical reactants, these are reactants in a, so I think brake pads would help on a bike tire or even a car to help stop the car. That's just one for an example. Okay, I'll have you answer this on your own. And this just breaks down how to calculate the moles of the reactants and what to do. Kind of goes into a little bit more detail about what's going on here. I'll have you answer the question on your own too. We'll kind of skip on over this part. Same thing, the questions refer back to the mini lesson on significant figures. And the question, I'll have you solve this on your own. Hopefully it clears up some stoichiometry for you. Hope you enjoyed.